Time in YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of No EXs. Today we are looking at the Greninja break card. This one here is the technically stage 3 water type Pokemon. He has 170 HP. He has, if you turn your head right to the left, because you know that's break cards for you, he has for an ability Giant Water Shuriken, which means while he's in the active position, if you discard a water energy, you can target any opponent on your opponent's side and put 6 damage counters on them. That's a fair bit of damage. Now, we're going to be partnering him up with the Pre-Evo Greninja, Stage 2, 130 HP, has 2 attacks, each for 1 energy. This is going to help us out quite a bit. Shadow Stitching, if we can't knock out our opponent, we'll go for the Shadow Stitching, which will do 40 damage. Not a whole lot. However, until the end of your opponent's next turn, each Pokemon your opponent has in play, hand, or in discard pile has no abilities. So, no more Shamans for a turn. That could be pretty huge if we can get these guys out early. His main attack, though, is going to be Moonlight Slash. For 1 water energy, we're going to do 60 damage. Again, not a whole heck of a lot, but we may remove a water energy, and if we do so, it's going to do an additional 20 damage. Now, you're about to say, that's not really in range of a knockout, even with the Greninja break. We're going to be doing 60 damage if we discard an energy, and another 80 damage if we attack with Moonlight Slash. Well, sure, however, you do have other cards in your deck to help you out. That would probably be the other Greninja. Now, I'm only running 1 copy of this. This Greninja, 130 HP as well. He has Water Shuriken. Once during your turn, you may discard a water energy, and if you do, you can deal 30 more damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. It has Mist Slash as well for 50, and it can't be affected by, this attack's damage isn't affected by weakness, resistance, or any other effects on that Pokemon. I'm hoping not to use this Greninja as our main attacker. The other ones just are far superior in the damage output. But you're still right, we're not hitting that 160, 180 consistently with the Greninja. That's alright though, because we do have pretty low costs overall for the deck. Now I do want to point out for Frogadier, this card came out in Breakpoint, 70 HP, he is the stage 1. But his attack lets us search for 3 more Frogadiers. This means we can skip the Froakie step, skip the evolution into the Frogadier step, go straight into Greninja, and do everything we need to do to get those breaks out. So for our count, we're actually only running 3 Froakie. Because mid-game, we don't need Froakie. We already have Frogadier, he's already doing everything he needs to do to keep himself going. For our other cards, we are running 1 Manaphy. This is a tech simply for Seismitoadiacs and things that stop your item cards, which is essential for this deck. Manaphy's here, all we do is slap on a water energy, and we can go for a Deep Sea Swirl, which lets us shuffle our hand back into our deck and we can draw 6 cards, which could be a lifesaver in the right point. It also has Lifesaver, put 2 water Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand, gets us an opportunity to get our Greninjas back, our Frogadiers back, if something happens. Manaphy's a really cool tech. There is only 1 of him in the deck though. As always, if we are running a water deck, we have to be running Octillery. That Abyssal Hand can come in clutch, and with our ball choices here, Dive Ball for 4 and Level Ball for 3, it should be pretty easy to get these guys out. And as you can see just from the ball support, Froakie and Frogadier are under the 100 base HP, so they are Level Ball and they are Dive Ball appropriate. We're running 1 Sacred Ash simply for if our Pokemon are get quickly knocked out, we still have the ability to get them back. We are running Startling Megaphone, as when Garbodor did enter the fray, it's not hugely popular in Standard, but it's still there, and if you don't get rid of that Garbodor, there's really not a whole lot this deck's going to do, so Startling Megaphone is very crucial. We have a Super Rod. Again, we want to make sure we can get anything back from the discard. Well, in this case, Water Energy. I'm going to be running 4 VS Seekers. As always, these are my go-to items. I have a Fisherman, as my Water Energy are going to hit the discard quite often. Getting a Fisherman late game means I can get those energies back. I can continue to throw my little Ninja Stars and keep the damage rolling. We are obviously running Lysander. I have 2 of them in this deck because I do want to bring out a stall or keep myself in the active position against something that I can handle. Sometimes seeing that big threat hit the field and be like, well, Greninja's not able to handle this. Lysander's perfect to put it right back on the bench. Professor Birch is here to help us get those hands consistent, get those right cards at the right moment, at the cost of flipping a coin. He may give us more, he may give us less, but at the end of the day, he's still helping us get more cards. Sycamore is here because he doesn't want to give us a decision. We've got to get rid of a few cards, but he will guarantee us 7 cards in the next hand. Wallies are crucial in this deck, as getting Frogadier turn 1 on our, if we're going second, is huge. Getting that ability to get 3 Frogadiers, or all 4 Frogadiers turn 1, could be the game-breaking point. That way we can just dive ball for Greninja, dive ball for Greninja Break, level ball for our artilleries and Remoraids. Wally can help us set up the momentum at an excruciating pace. Rough Sea is here for us to combat that stadium war that's been going on. Rough Seas is here to help us keep our health, keep our Pokemon a little bit healthy, and hey, it's a great stadium. Flowstones are here for the artillery line. This helps us get them out of the active position when they get Lysandered up, and I guarantee you, maybe not in this episode, but they get Lysandered up often. We are running 2 Muscle Band. This helps us get an extra bit of damage done, and you never know, this might just help us get the knockout that we need. Lastly, we are running 9 Water Energy. Maybe a little bit too much, maybe not enough. That's up to your decision. For me, I'm running 9 as I thought it was the perfect amount, and we're going to see just how well it does as Greninja is about to hit up the stage, and we're about to get into our first game of Pokemon TCG Online. And our first game of the day is against Arbull07. Are we ready to see what we're about to face? I do believe he had a lightning deck. I don't know if that's going to bother us too much today, but Greninja's going to get this call, and we're going to call Tails. We're going to get the coin flip, and that is amazing, folks. We're going to go first, because we are running a stage 3. I need as much time as I can get to level up. And look at that, I already have a Froakie. So we're going to grab the Froakie, grab the Remoraid, and we are seeing a Raikou Yveltal EX deck. Now, I have nothing I can currently play in my hands, so the Birch is very, very nice to have right now. We are going to get Tails, so only 4 cards, and we get a Fisherman. Well, Floatstone on the Remoraid's not a bad thing, but we're going to be hurting on the following turn. No balls to help us level our Pokemon or get the right kind of synergy. I have a Fisherman currently and a Greninja Break. That's not going to help us out too much. We are going to see a Great Ball on our opponent's side, so the synergy might not be completely there, but he must know what he's doing. He got nothing from that ball. He's got another Great Ball, and what are we seeing? I don't think he got it. He has no energy and didn't pull any additional Pokemon. That was a poor turn for our opponent. Froakie is going to go for the pound. It's going to do 30 damage. At least we got the Water Energy, so Froakie isn't completely useless. And the Muscle Band actually is going to help us put a bit of extra damage onto this Raikou until we can set up. Hopefully a Birch or a Sycamore do come in soon. He still has no energy. Mind you, we got another Greninja Break, which I don't need. So we are going to get another pound off. There is 60 damage done to Raikou from Froakie. Our opponent needs 3 energies to start attacking. He does not even have enough turns with Raikou at the moment. And with Yveltal sitting in the back, he still has no energies. I feel really bad for this guy right now. Now the water energy does not mean anything to me. I'm going to hold it in my hand. And I'm just going to go for a simple pound. We are at 1 turn away from knocking out a Raikou with a Froakie. AZ, it was too good to be true. The AZ comes through. Raikou comes back onto the bench though, as expected. But that AZ usually means he didn't have any other cards. We have 3 Greninja breaks in our hand. Well, we just get to start the pound all over again, this time on Yveltal EX. There is 30 damage done to Yveltal. Now what's really nice about this is Froakie does not need a high energy count, which means the Eva Ball is not going to be doing a whole lot of damage to us unless he puts the energy on it himself. There's a Judge, which is a perfect card for both of us. This means he's going to most likely get some energy and start getting into the game. And we are going to get an Artillery, which is crucial. He got a Magnemite, which is great for his synergy with Raikou. But I don't know if he got any energy. And at the look of it, just based on his slow turn, I don't think he got any, because he'd probably be rushing. Oh my, he did get one. Good. Good to see he got his little energy. Now, I'm going to go with the Artillery drop, which is perfect for us. I'm going to level ball for Frogadier. It is time to evolve, get Froakie out of there. Now, the Rough Seas is actually something I don't want to play at the moment. So I'm simply going to VS Seeker into a Birch. This gives me the ability to get a new hand before I have to Artillery. We're going to get only 4 cards. We do get a Greninja though. Unfortunately, one of the Frogadiers is in my hand, not on in the deck. So we are going to Abyssal Hand and get another Frogadier. Whoops. Shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that. We are going to go for the Water Duplicates and grab the other Frogadier, as there's only 1 left in the deck. That could mean quite a bit right now, actually. Now, as long as he gets a Dark Energy, he'll be able to attack us for 20, 40, 60, 80 damage. He can't attack. Fan Club comes out, so he's able to get 2 more basic Pokemon, whether it be an EX or a regular Lightning type Pokemon. We're about to see exactly what he's about to play. And we're going to see a Shaman and a Pikachu EX. So he's most likely going to be able to get a few more cards. There's the Pikachu EX. And most likely a Magnemite. So he'll have no hand left. He'll be able to draw 6 cards right up with the setup ability from Shaman. Oops. And now he should be able to get a bunch of other things. He's got a Professor's Letter. This should get him that Dark Energy he needs. Dark Energy and the Lightning Energy. The Yveltal seems a bit out of place in his deck, though. I'm not saying it's a bad card or a bad placement. It's just, it is a bad placement. It doesn't fit. It's forcing you to play Dark Energy. Why not just play Lugia? We are going to evolve into Greninja. And unfortunately, just due to circumstances, I cannot get the Frogadiers out of my hand. We don't have an item on our opponent's side to discard with the Startling Megaphone. We have no Pokemon in the discard, so I just gotta go... $60 and $80 is $100, which will only... Now he'll be able to go... I'm gonna return the energy to my hand with the Moonlight Slash. This way it's going to do even less damage. And I should be able to get the knockout on this Yveltal EX, which is his only threat right now. Yeah, sure, he's got lightning energy in his hand. However, well, okay, with the Magnezone now, he should be able to equip a bunch of energy. So there's a dark energy on the Yveltal. He's going to Magnet Circuit, getting an additional energy, but I don't think you're in range of knockout. Okay, yes you are. You're in range of knockout. That was... Oh! Hey, look at that, guys. That 10 HP, that meant something. So we are going to break Evolve, giving us that little bit of energy back. We're going to attach that water energy, and unless he has a Fisherman, we should be okay on the following turn. Now I am going to Moonlight Slash, this way I can get my water energy back. And there goes the Yveltal. We're going to grab 2 cards from our prize pool, a Water Energy and a VS Seeker. VS Seeker is going to be crucial. He is sending up the Pikachu, but he hasn't got any energy. Oh, there's another energy, so he'll be able to Iron Tail. Flipping a coin until he gets tails, shuffle any combination of energy and water Pokemon back into his deck, so he'll be able to get his Yveltal and a bunch of that electric energy back. He's going to get 1 lightning energy, 2 lightning energy, and 3 lightning energy. There's the Iron Tail, there's the heads, and there's the tails. So Greninja, you're still in this, my friend. We are going to most likely get... I think we can get a knockout here. We're going to attach 1 water energy to the Greninja break. We're going to go with a giant water shuriken and discard the water energy, damaging Pikachu EX. I will be playing the VS Seeker and going for a Birch, getting these Frogadiers back into the deck because I do not want them in my hand. Let's go. Let's get some cards that we actually need. We got a Heads for once, which means we'll get a ton of additional cards. I still don't want to play the Rough Seas. We got some water energy. We got a Manaphy here. Gonna play the Remoraid. And I am gonna go for the Moonlight Slash. Moonlight Slash. 60. We do need to... Hey! He gave us the win. So that means Greninja currently is at 1 win, no losses. Are we going to be able to keep up the streak? I do hope so, as Greninja is definitely showcasing he is a star. And it's actually really quick to set up, if you've noticed. But without any further ado, let's get into game number 2, and I'll stop yakking. Alright guys, our second game is against Katsugayashi? I probably butchered that way more than I needed to. Anyway, coin flip for us. We're going to call tails, and we're going to win another coin flip, which is amazing for us. We are going to go first. Hopefully we can get that Froakie start just like last time. Oh, we do get that Froakie start, and our opponent has no Pokemon, which means we will be getting an additional card at the start of this match, which is amazing. So he is playing some sort of fire with his teammates. Probably a... I want to say Typhlosion. My guess, Typhlosion. And he did draw a basic in this hand, so we will be seeing exactly what he's about to play. It could be Typhlosion. Another choice could be Entei. But we're about to see in a few seconds, while our opponent be playing... We're going to draw that additional card, which is a Muscle Band. It is Typhlosion. So we will be going for a Water Energy on Froakie. I'm going to be level balling to get our Remoraid. And Remoraid is going to get set up here. I'm kind of hoping to get a Wally on the following turn, because I've got the Frogadier in place, so I should be able to just get into a Greninja right away. I'll save the Muscle Band for next turn, and we're going to just simply pass, see what our opponent is about to do. Cyndaquil is scary, Typhlosion is a huge powerhouse if played correctly. Professor Birch means his hand wasn't very good and he wants something else. He's going to get heads, 7 more cards. Beautiful for our opponent, terrible for us. Now we can get lucky here. If we pull a Wally right now, we can go straight from Frogadier into Greninja. And with the water energy, we will be able to knock out Cyndaquil. Or Quilava even, if he manages to get a Wally himself. Well, he can't play it because he birched, so that's beyond the point now. Here he goes with the tackle. It's going to do 10 damage to Froakie. We pull a Lysander, which wasn't really necessary. So we are going to evolve into Frogadier. At the very least, we're going to get all of our Frogadiers on the next turn, and I will be able to Dive Ball for our Greninja on the following turn. So I'm not too threatened by Typhlosion just yet. I guess I'll Muscle Band just to get it up so I can get one more card from Abyssal Hand. And it's a Water Energy. Perfect, actually. So we are going to go with the Water Duplicates. Let's get all 3 Frogadiers, only 2 of them actually, out of the deck, get them onto the bench, and now we're pretty much set up with Greninja. And based on what our opponent has and is able to do in this turn, we'll determine how our Frogadiers go. So 30 damage, discarding an energy, it's all but over. It is all but over. We're going to just simply play our Froakie. We're going to get a Greninja. And unfortunately for our opponent, Greninja actually outsped Typhlosion this time. We are just going to go for that water, or that Moonlight Slash. We'll return that water energy, finish up this game, and we will be getting into game number 3, as that one was completely quick. Like, that was beyond quick. So, we're about to see if Greninja can go 3 for 3. Before I get into that, leave your comments in the description below, and do you think we're going to go 3 for 3? If not, you know, say we're not, and say why. Maybe we're going to fight Night March and get completely swamped. Anyways, though, we're about to get into game number 3. And our final game of today is against JoJo. And it looks like we'll be playing Fairies. So we might actually have an amazing game on our hands. It might be quick, it might be slow. It all depends on this coin flip. And JoJo does get it this time. We lose the coin flip, which is completely fine. We've won 2 out of 3. Please don't let that be an omen of the game itself. But JoJo is going to go first in this match, which is completely understandable. We do not get a starting Pokemon, so our opponent will get an additional card. And it looks like they're playing Sylveon and Leafeon sleeves, which is cool. She's definitely an Eevee lover. We have no Pokemon, so we have to redraw. She will be getting an additional card. We still have no basic, so we will have to redraw one more time. And this is starting to get a little ridiculous. 3 cards for our opponent. 4 cards. There's 2 Froakie. They've been hiding. They've finally been found. So we'll get both of them out. Our opponent is most likely going to draw all 4 cards, which she did, and we're going to see a Xerneas EX, which is not really problematic. Flabébés? Okay then. We're going to see a... Okay, that is problematic. Alright. My idea is to get the... I don't have any water energy. I have to birch. As much as I want a Wally, there isn't a whole lot I can do. Alright, let's Dive Ball and get a Remoraid before losing the opportunity to do so. This match isn't 100% over yet, even though our opponent is completely set up far further than we are. I will set up a muscle band on the bench Froakie, as I do not see the one in the active position living very long. Birch is going to come through. Are we going to get a heads? Yes, we are. So 7 cards are coming our way. A bunch of stuff is happening now. We'll be able to dive ball for our Frogadier on the next turn. I don't really want to play the Manaphy just yet. And I'll also be able to dive ball for the Octillery. So I will play a Water Energy on the bench Froakie. That way it's out of our hand. End our turn. Pass it over to the Xerneas, who's currently 1 energy away from breaking through, which I do believe does 30 damage as well to our benched Froakie. So that's scary. Evisoda, we are seeing both of our opponent's Flabébés turn into Floettes. There's the Fairy Energy. We are completely and utterly in trouble. Like, 100%. There goes Froakie. 1 Pokemon down. And, sorry about that. Our Froakie is going to have to come into the active position. But we will be able to get into... Oh, we don't even have to dive ball for it, which is great. Octillery is going to come in. We're going to have to take some turns here. Let's get a Float Stone. I can now play the Manaphy, not a problem. We will dive ball for 1 Frogadier. And I'll be actually able to go for a few additional cards now this turn. So Frogadier is coming out. He's ready to go, getting all those duplicates out. We are going to go for an Abyssal Hand, which is going to net us a Greninja and a Water Energy, which I do not need to play just yet. I'm not going to use the Dive Ball either. Let us just go for a Water Duplicate. Grab all 3 Frogadier. We're not out of this, guys. By all means, just because we're going to be about 2 prizes down shortly, it doesn't mean we're out. Now, we are going to see 1 Florges hit the field, and this means our good old friend here has the ability to hit us for 140 damage without using the cost. Scratch that. Now it can just do it for 2 energy. But the X-Blast still needs to... Hold on, that's 2 less Fairy energy. So that X-Blast is good to go right now. Breakthrough. It's going to do 60, knocking out our first Frogadier. And a future one. Alright, Xerneas, we need you to slow down a little bit. It's taking our opponent a few seconds here to actually grab her prize card. And we will be going into a healthy Frogadier. As if they want to break through, they will not get either prize card this turn. We are going to go for the... Should I be going for the Shadow Stitching? We are going to go for a Dive Ball and grab... Okay, so our Spinning Stars Greninja is currently in prizes. We have 2 Greninjas on the field now, which is beautiful. We are just going to go for the Octillery. I'm going to save the VS Seeker for next turn, because I do want a Greninja break, which would be great right now. I will be going for the Shadow Stitching, and this way he cannot knock out my Greninja in the active position. You'll need to play another Fairy Energy, which defeats the purpose of those Florges on the bench. There's the Fairy Energy, so those Florges currently are useless. You are going to heal off that 40 damage, though. X-Blast is coming through. We lose a Greninja. I understand. It happens. That is the name of Pokemon. We are currently getting swapped by this Xerneas EX. Super Rod is not a bad thing to grab right now. In fact, I will be going for it. Grabbing the Greninja, Frogadier. I should grab a Froakie. So full line gets to go back into the deck. we are going to attach a water energy to the Greninja. We are going to go for the giant water shuriken, discarding a water energy, and hitting the active Xerneas, because that is the only threat right now. Now I will be going for a Sycamore before the Octillery, this way I can get the most out of my prizes. Rough Seas comes in. This heals off our damage on the Frogadier, which is excellent. I can go for a Dive Ball again. Get a Greninja. We're going to get our second Greninja onto the bench. We cannot energy drop for it. And I don't think we need the level ball just yet, so I'll save it. And I do believe it is time to go for that Moonlight Slash. We're going to do 80 damage. Yes, please. Save our water energy. And we should be able to go for the knockout on the following turn. So the biggest threat took 4 prizes to get down. 4 prizes. There's a VS Seeker. We're going to see that Pokemon Center Lady come back, so it's going to heal another 60. Again, not a big threat, as I do have enough damage to knock this thing out now. And you cannot knock out my Greninja Break, which is gorgeous. There's the retreat. Probably aware that I can now heal. I have a whole bunch of other options. 70 damage to my Greninja. I don't want to waste the Wally. I can simply just retreat into this Greninja. I can attach a water energy. We can go for a Rough Seas, which will help our Greninja break in the back. Our Greninja break needs to be in the active position, though, to use the water energy, which I scrubbed up on. So, what better things to do? I think it's time for a Sycamore, because none of these cards are going to help us right now. Or maybe I should have Burst. Either way, Sycamore, we're going to play. We're going to get a Wally. We'll be alright for the next turn. We can play the Remoraid. Floatstone on the Remoraid. And I'm going to go for the Shadow Stitching. This way, she cannot... I do not believe she can attack me now. The abilities are gone. No more Wonder Shine for you. You can still retreat, but you'll still not be able to attack with the Xerneas EX. Now, this Xerneas EX is becoming a pain. But I think there's the retreat. So there's one less fairy energy. The X-Blast is coming. There's the X-Blast. That is another knockout. That is a huge downer. I was not seeing that coming. Greninja Break is back out. It's our only option left. Now we get the Break card, which is useless to us. I can Fisherman, which can get the knockout here, which would be actually perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4 water energy back into our hand. Rough Seas is going to heal our Greninja Break right down, back to 10. We are going to go for a water energy drop onto the Greninja Break. Water Shuriken onto the Xerneas, which will do 60. And I just need a simple 30 damage to knock him out, which I'm going to go with the Shadow Stitching to prevent all abilities on our opponent's Pokemon. So as much as we've been struggling, this is actually a lot closer than you guys may think. So we have the Greninja in our hand now. We have a muscle band, which means we can actually do more damage. I have a ton of stuff to actually get the damage onto these Florges. And currently, their calming aroma isn't going to do anything. There is one water energy. I Shadow Stitched. You cannot attack at the moment, because it does cost you 3. There is an Eevee for a Sylveon, a Muscle Band onto the leading Florges. But is she aware she can't attack? Because I Shadow Stitched. I think the stall might be our answer. There's the turn. So, we are now able to grab a... We don't need to use the Lysander. We are going to Muscle Band up the Greninja. We can do 60, so we are going to just simply Giant Water Shuriken. That will put our nice little damage onto this Florges. That's 60 damage. And with the Muscle Band, Shadow Stitching will go for a knockout. And I do not need the cards currently in my hand. So, Shadow Stitching will be perfect. And this is going to keep our other Pokemon at bay. They cannot evolve the Eevee, they cannot use their Mr. Mime's ability, and they cannot use the Florges ability. So, Greninja Break is doing a ton of work. This was a huge comeback, but I think we might have this now. I may need another VS Seeker to keep the water energy going, but I don't think there's a whole lot they can do. She hard evolved the Sylveon, which is great for her, terrible for me. So what I'll probably do is I may Lysander at the Sylveon, because she cannot retreat. There's a Fairy Garden. Doesn't mean too much for me. I actually haven't been healing, which is terrible for me. We are just simply going to remove that. Heal off that 10 damage that I did forget about. I'm going to Lysander out the Sylveon because it is the threat. We are going to go for a Giant Water Shuriken, eliminating another water energy. 60 damage to Sylveon. And the victory is ours. Oh my, that was close. But Greninja, that water stitching, being patient, realizing that half of your party had to go down before that last Greninja break did everything it needed to do. I really like this deck. Greninja Break definitely was a lot better than some of the other Stage 2, Stage 3 breaks that have come out. Just because of that Frogadier. That Frogadier speeds up Greninja significantly. I definitely suggest giving this deck a try, maybe altering it a little bit to your preferences. But, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely leave your comments in the description below, as they are always appreciated. I love to hear what you guys have to say. But until next time, time out.